Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for a weekly angel reading for March 5th through the 11th, 2018. So let's just take a moment to take a deep breath and to really connect in with the wisdom of our higher self. And so we ask you just to breathe and relax into your heart center, allowing everything that is on your mind and your heart to dissolve within the love of your heart, your radiant, beautiful heart center. Just let anything that is of concern or any worries, just let it all be dissolved within the light, the shining light of your inner wellness and your inner peace and compassion. Let it all be dissolved. And as things just keep coming up for you, just sort of cast it into the light of your heart and let it be dissolved and resolved. And trust that the angels will send it back to you as a creative solution. So one of the things that they were showing me as I was sort of tuning in with you just then, they were showing me for the first time a vision for me, a nurse's hat, the old-fashioned ones. And they're writing about the body. It's the word that they're writing in front of me right now. So this is coming up for you as a signal, and they're showing me a bra, and which means for me that you need to nurture your body, but they're also pulling it up. And I know this is not just for, well, in one sense I'm getting it's a general reading, but I'm also getting it specific to possibly women, but maybe someone is having an examination, and so there is something there that you feel is forming, and God is coming through, and God wants to remind you that your body is His body, that you're one and the same, and this is what He's writing out. Your life, your body is His body. You're one and the same, your life. So that is a reminder that God is into every fiber of your being, physical and non-physical. God exists with you there. And so that you do not carry this burden alone. God is not just physical, but He is extension as well of everything that is spiritual, which that means He is, whatever is the extension of His spirit is therefore the physical. And so in your prayers, in your thoughts, be very mindful that your body, God is one with your body. And so when you pray over your body, know that God is praying over your body as well. That He's praying over your body as if it was His own, all right, or her own. So just be aware that whatever you may be experiencing or think you're experiencing with your body, that God is one with your body, and that He is praying and healing your body through you as though it were His or her own. Knowing that you are the one who is the focus, the consciousness which is focused through the body, but that God also shares in the care and nurturing and transformation of your body, and is in the experience, as He's showing me a butterfly, that is going to create a great deal of change for you. So as the changes and shifts and the alignment, the things that are going to manifest, there's a great deal of alignment that is going to manifest from this situation. So there's a much that is going to unfold through you. It's going to create shifts of profound shifts that are going to unfold and develop through you, and that God is in that process with you as well. And I'm seeing the word relief. So in some way, there is going to bring about some kind of relief. And he's writing out the word happy. So I'm feeling a sense of, I'm seeing happy ending, okay? But there is something that, a realization that is going to occur for you through this experience. And so this is, right now, many of you may be going through some or experiencing some physical symptoms. And these are activating sort of a clarion call for some of you to really go in, and the third eye is coming up, and to awaken your higher consciousness, so that you are no longer just going through life without being fully present and aware of what it is that you are engaging and interacting with, and that which is happening around you, right now, the earth, and as your body is an extension of the earth. Everything that's physical is an extension of the Spirit of God, and it is all being, all of it, that clarion call is being sort of sent, and it's resounding through the experience of all of this, the manifested reality, and it is all being called back into wholeness and into the embodiment of that spiritual awareness, that divine awareness, so that we nurture ourselves and that we pay attention to where we are and what we're interacting with, and so that we're always knowing what our spirit's integrity and truth is, and what it is seeking and wishing, and where it truly wants to be, and where it truly wants to be engaged with. So don't allow the sort of hiccups or the um, the confounding situations in your life to sever your faith. Okay, they're showing me sort of a tear. Don't allow it to. Don't allow your suffering to sever your faith, to separate you from the well-being, the wellness, the opportunities that are really there for you right now. And as you become more present in your life, as you are being more engaged and active in the choices that you're making, and no longer being afraid of the choices that you have to, and seeing them as a challenge, you will find a sense of inner peace sort of erupting and spilling over into your life and into your body as well. The fact that we don't live consciously and present in our bodies causes our bodies to not get what it's always needing. And when the body and our spirit is not being nurtured, our bodies are not being nurtured. And then the body has to take on these symptoms in order for us to notice that we need to be more mindful and return to the mindfulness of the spirit, to live the human experience through the lens of our Holy Spirits, is a completely different reality. It's a completely different fuel or energy for the physical body and for your daily lives. I want to say you're living something, you know. It, life is, it's almost like we say life, it's almost like we think of it as like this picture, but it's this living experience. That's what life is. It's about living, and that you are actively choosing and living and celebrating, you know, all of these things that they want you to be really. It's almost like they want you to just dip yourself into your experiences. It's almost like it's, if you keep putting your toe to test it out, but you don't ever go in, you know? And it's like, I get this sense from them, it's like, what are you waiting for? You know, what are you waiting for? And some of these things that may happen is just to jolt you to say, yeah, what have I been waiting for? Like, you, it's like, oh, you, every time you test, you keep testing things out, and something's like, what are you waiting for? And you maybe go, I don't know. You know, and then something has to occur for you to go, yeah, what was I waiting for? You know, what am I waiting for? And so if it serves that purpose, that for you to start living, instead of looking at it as this ideal, that you actually realize that you have this physicality for to plunge in, to be hands on in your experience of your life, and your and making choices is a part of that hands on experience. Not being afraid of making a choice. There's no right or wrong choice. There's only the, because you don't have to worry about what would happen if you do. You don't need to calculate all of that, because when you get there, you have more choices. When you get to the point where you need to make another decision, the choices will be clearly in front of you. And you will have choice. You will still have your free will. So why worry about making choices when your free will is a given? You don't have to feel stifled or fearful that if you choose now, you could be setting yourself up for something like whatever it is that your ego tries to put in there to disrupt and disconnect you from being in your body, and being hands-on with life, living it, celebrating it, participating, interacting, receiving and giving, sharing, you know, embracing, reflecting. You know, this something has come to me recently in a discussion with one of my friends, and you know, this whole thing about, like, they're writing out right now, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe. And the thing is that, you know, our bodies are like, think of it as like this computer. And we don't even know how it works, because we don't really do, we're not intimate with our bodies in the way that we need to be. We're really afraid of intimacy. We're afraid of touch. We're afraid of others touching us. We're apprehensive about, we're, you know, about what the motives are. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on right now, but the one thing that it shouldn't do is cause you to neglect your body. And the thing that came to us, and I'm not going to go too much into this, but if, what would the world be like if we hugged each other more, you know? And you're thinking about your hands as a healing, and as though it's like the the keys for the body, you know, to caress, touch, and embrace, and all the things that you can think of, the that the body, you know, we have all of these points throughout our body that when they are touched, they create such pleasure or relaxation, or give us a sense of support, you know, help us to feel um, valued and worthy, and help us to feel loved, and to receive and give this, and it could just go on. And so it's almost like we really need to engage this touch therapy and think of the body as a computer that has these points of activation that we need to be activating. It's like, you know how we sit on our phones and we're tapping all day long and we're tapping on all of these machines, but we're not that but this is the first computer, you know? This is the body is the hardware, but incorporated into the hardware, the physical form of the body, software is all throughout it. It's like a touch screen, your physical body. And the brain is the house of all the information, but what does your body need? What intimacy? What sensuality or sexuality? What is it that we're neglecting in our bodies? And that's because when we're not able to be intimate with our bodies, we're not present with life. So you can't think of life as living and celebrating and all these other things because you're really not engaging the body the in this physical experience, but you're a spiritual being having a physical experience. And the physical spiritual being offers so much, but the feedback and the contact for your spirit is through your physical body. So we have to they're writing the word separate. We've separated this through morality, through our fears and illusion, and we need to rejoin these two very important aspects of ourselves. We need to rejoin them and engage them. So the next time you meet somebody, when you shake their hands, really be present with it and the touch. Or if you embrace them with a hug, really be present. When you see that someone needs that you see their body, you're looking at their body and look at it as a computer, you can see that it's not getting something. Walk over to them and say, can I give you a hug? Can I give you some support here? And just really, just say it, just let go and let's just share this and be and connect with our inner wholeness and see what difference this could make. I mean, we were hypothesizing like what a difference it could make in the world if we all were that our computers, our physical body, the software, hardware, this touch screen, if you will, was constantly being enjoyed and used in the ways that God gave it to us, in the ways that we don't have any idea, but we know through things like reflexology, yoga, all kinds of other movements, things. These are things that we know, but touch, we've left it out. And then I saw someone on YouTube recently who was talking about the same thing, and I thought, oh, okay, well, we have to share this eventually because this is a sign, that this is one way. Just think about what our world would be like if we did more of this. Then if we weren't so detached, and we would have more compassion, empathy, understanding for one another, and probably would choose, since we would be connecting more, we would make better choices about how we treat each other worldwide. And we would probably see one another as being one and the same, just like what God was trying to describe about how much He is everything. He's a part of everything. He's not separate, especially from our physicalness and our physical creation. He's just as much vibrant in that, if not more so. Okay, because you can touch and you can see and feel and sense and smell the physical world, reality. And so there he would be more real to you, you see. So, all right, let's tune in and see what card, message of the archangels. All right, and so this card really helps those of you who are going through some physical symptoms with your body, or it's a message to all of you who are just maybe feeling like a little unraveled a little bit, that all is truly well. This is the Archangel uh, Jeremiel. And so the card says everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. You know, this is amazing. Like, when a card really confirms an entire message that you just shared. And so this is coming through for all of you at this time, to know that everything is happening as it should, and that if you take the time to tune in and to pray for clarity and guidance. So don't jump to conclusions. Pray for clarity and guidance. Know that you may not allow yourself the opportunity to hear what is being said, but know that the answers will get to you if you relax and sort of hang back and just do what you can. Um, don't resist the assistance, the help. That don't suffer. They don't want you to suffer. So here's something they really want you to understand. When there are professionals out there who can help you, don't resist that help because you're afraid. Don't get caught up in um, conspiracies and things like this. Really seek out that help, because, and I know we don't always feel like our doctors and things are in tune, but spiritually, but anyone who does this work on some level has a past life, where they have been healers and have explored the spirituality. Just because we are appear in this life to be, you know, this sterile personality, doesn't mean that they haven't been through all kinds of different experiences in their lifetime. And so the sense that I'm getting is this is about getting the care you need, and not only the care but the support, to have that professional um, expertise that can help you, shoulder the responsibility of your healing and keeping you safe and feeling safe. It's very important that you don't feel that you have to take on these things alone and by yourself. I'm not telling you to do anything that you don't feel comfortable with. Above all, you have to trust yourself, okay? But I want you to understand, they're writing out the word hope, that there is hope for you if, for your situation, if you feel that you don't know what to do and you're afraid for whatever reason, that this is a path that will work out very well for you. That's very hopeful if you go this route to get this professional medical assistance. Okay, and you pray that that the angels and God will, and trust. No, because when you pray, the solution is already arriving. God, remember, God is with you, so He treats him like himself or herself, and so it's already there, already, filling in the pockets where you have a need. When you pray, you're just catching up. So just know that you're always being guided towards what is best for you, but you're always given free will, choice, because when you choose it for yourself, then you align with it at an even greater capacity, a higher frequency. But when you feel forced, pushed into something, you come into that sort of interaction with a lower frequency of healing. So it's not as optimized, okay, is what I'm getting. All right, so let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. And I love that color of purple there. So we have, starting off at the beginning of the week, the Strength card, okay? And this card is about knowing within, really digging deep into those your inner strength. There's this feeling of trust, and they're showing me my symbol for vulnerability. Um, it's like when you're feeling vulnerable, your fear. What your fear does is causes you to detach, to disconnect from all of the spiritual um, wisdom and knowledge and experience that you have gathered in your soul's storage bank, if you will, through your lifetimes. And so you have the resources within you to face whatever it is that you're dealing with at the time, but fear cuts you off from that. And so they really want you to not let the feeling of fear distract you from from having finding that access point. It's almost like the fear is pointing, it's concealing, it's like right over it. So if you could just lift that sheet away, you would see this gold mine behind it. And so it don't be afraid to dig in to that. And I don't mean to like say what it is and what does this pain mean. I don't mean that. I mean just go sit there, go get in there, and then that illusion will just disappear once you face it, and you say I'm not going anywhere. I'm not gonna run away from this feeling. I'm gonna stay here until you show me my truth. And when you do this, what they're showing me is that people are going to kind of open up and come forward and share their experiences, their challenges, and they're going to share with you this support. They're writing out that you're going to like gasp because you're not going to realize that. So it's when you stand in your power, because that's what fear is doing, is masking power. Okay, and it causes us to withdraw and sort of shrink within ourselves, and then we feel really cut off, and we start looking at everyone around us, and we judge them because we're afraid, and we make them look like they're these bigger figures than ourselves, and we're this small figure. But when you stand in your power and you share what's going on with you, others are going to share what's happening with them, and they're writing the word declaration. It's going to be, I don't know what that means right now, but maybe you'll get it. But it's going to be this profound declaration for you. It'll show you, really teach you something. It'll show you that although we look like we're not equal, that in our experiences, we are truly. And that you have more in common with others than you actually believe. It's actually the people that you think that you have the least in common with that you share the most. Because on some level, you appear to be opposites, but and it may be almost literal that you're on opposite ends, but you actually share more in common because you notice that you are oppositions to one another. And that is like an indication, it's like a point of indication where if you could stand in your power without judgment and express, they're writing out expression, if you could express, and I don't know why they're saying this, but they're saying express support in the face of that opposition. If you could really express support, something would open up, and this profound joy, this profound healing would occur, and you would be breaking barriers, which is very profound. And this would cause such a ripple effect in the entire universe, not just in your community, in the entire universe. Because one of the things that I've been told a long time ago from the angels is that each one of us as a soul is a profound, powerful, divine access point in the universe. You're like this cell tower. And whatever you are going through, and to what degree you allow yourself to evolve within this situation, that situation evolves for everyone. That you become this cell tower that sends out this signal of information, perspective, and perception that creates a whole new level of interaction with that situation, that circumstance. You raise the bar, and it is no longer there for anybody to tap into it at a lesser degree. That is why we have seen history evolve over time. Is like there are certain things now that we generally all agree is just not appropriate anymore. And that's because at some point there were those who in the initial stages discovered those higher levels of interaction, and it sent out a signal throughout the entire planet. And then we came at it with that new information available to us, because this is what this collective consciousness is, in which we all tapped into. And then we have that higher collective consciousness that we all have access to and all tapped into. We have multi-galactic and multiversal consciousness that we are all have access to, and that we are striving to tap into, and bringing this, and we bring this all through at times. And you tap into all of these levels at some point in certain aspects of your life. This is what these breakthroughs are all about, and why they're so glorious in their undertaking and in their receptivity. So this is a situation that whatever you're going through right now, you're going through it, but if you meet it with profound strength, spiritual strength, that is to say, that you unmask the fear, the ego, and you really sort of just stand there and glean in your power, that you have transformative abilities to rewrite the codes like a program of that particular life game. All right, because anything that fear creates is just a game. It's not real. And if you find a way to break the codes when you stand in your power, you break those codes and you rewrite that program, and it's transmitted throughout the entire universal internet, if you will. Okay? All right. So let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week and see what's coming up next, or how this all relates. Okay, so we have here the Four of Water. And so this is that feeling of missing an opportunity, or a sense of disappointment, or not quite knowing, what's going on. And what I'm kind of hearing is that you are going to, sort of feel like, if you're waiting around for some kind of news, and you don't know what to do with yourself, and you let yourself get distracted. So the thing is that you can't focus on this thing. You have to trust that it's all in God's hands, that the universe was orchestrating the healing, the solutions, the ideas, the opportunities for you before you realize it. When you realize you need something, that's you picking up the signal that the need is there. But really what they're saying, that the need is being fulfilled. So when you pray, don't pray out of fear. Pray as a blessing, because you are now catching up with this signal that's being sent out through the universe. But don't waste your energy. Don't lower your frequency by worrying or not paying attention. So you can also think of this card as pay attention. Okay, so in the middle of the week, something you may feel like, I just saw the word setback. You may feel like you're having a bit of a setback, okay? But don't get stuck in that setback. Keep your eyes peeled, because the universe is offering you an opportunity. I'm seeing the word group. So either if you don't feel like you don't know what to do or how to lift yourself up, then go go to your group, your soul group, your tribe, your loved ones, your team, the people who, when you get together, your spirits just radiate. The heart opens. Going back to that meditation, put it in the fire of your heart. Let it transmute it. You have this group of people who do that for you, and so seek them out. Don't do this alone. Don't go through this or whatever it is that you're going through. Not just physical things, but don't go through it alone. Okay? Reach out for that emotional healing through touch, through hugging, cuddling, pleasure, whatever it is. Your computer needs some emotional stimulation. All right? You have your physical body is a touch screen. Use it, or seek out some kind of like a massage or something like this would be great for it. Okay, so here we have the Knight of Water. Okay, and so this is generally, we think of this knight um, who's always on a quest of the heart. Um, he It could be for his own selfish reasons, but he's also someone who's fixated on um, the spiritual, and will follow any lead that he gets to find that spiritual revelation, so that he works tirelessly to seek out spiritual revelations. He's seeking to grow. He wants it. He wants his heart to feel such profound spiritual love, and sometimes this makes him sort of come across as this ideal romantic, and but the thing about it is that his romanticism makes it very difficult, for him to give up on life, to give up on love. And so, it's like he could be a little obsessed about it, but it keeps him from ever really giving up. This particular night of all the nights will never give up on love. Okay? If you're a water sign, I'm a water sign, you know, I'm Pisces, I don't care how many times somebody's broken my heart or disappointed me, I'm still right back out there, like heart wide open to the world. So if you're like this night, you have this unrelenting, sort of mission to um, to to give love, to receive it, and it's so. I get the sense that don't give up. Like this night, and I feel like you're not gonna give up, and that something is going to inspire your heart. That you have realize that you're very strong, and remember the card. All is well. Okay, so if you're the kind of person that you feel like, I feel like the message here is don't give up. Keep seeking out that your heart's purpose. Keep trusting. It's okay for you to have hope. All right, that's a part of your strength, because I've seen this word much throughout this reading. So your strength is your ability to hope. Don't let anyone, and definitely don't give yourself the opportunity to think poorly about, think of yourself as a fool for being able to hope. The ability to shine a light into darkness. And I mean, by that, a closed mind or a closed heart, that you have this ability to flood light into closed minds and hearts. They say that this takes courage. This is the word they're writing out in front of me. And this is the essence of prosperity. true joy, true living, true celebrating, true pleasure. You know that that this ray of hope. This is a profound attribute for success, and they're writing that people respect you for this. And this is why it's so important to not disengage, to call people, to express, to lift that veil away, because you're going to find that you are greatly respected, and and that others need your brand of service and love in this world. Now look at this card. So the Nine of Fire is the card I pulled from the bottom, which means what's going on underneath, and this speaks to just staying in there. You know, don't give up. Don't grow weary. Don't back down. You know, you have all the support you need behind you. Stand there and be willing to protect what you've created. Nurture what you've created. Continue to nurture what you've created. Continue to protect it. You've gotten this far, 9. So there's you have a pretty good sense of what you're doing. You've gotten this far. You've somehow brought yourself to this point. Then there's no reason for you to doubt at this point that you should that whether or not you should continue. So if you're having some kind of doubts and saying to yourself, well, maybe this is, like, I'm seeing the word possibilities. There are other possibilities. So if you're doubting, there are other possibilities for you. Don't give up from where you are. If anything, just keep moving forward, but don't walk yourself backwards and then go sort of do like what this card is doing, is go sit underneath a tree and do nothing, so to speak, and keep missing out on the opportunities. We don't want you to crawl into a hole and then miss out on everything. Stay where you are and advance. Keep advancing forward, if anything. Or if you're guided to go in a new direction, so what? Doesn't mean you were wrong for where you've come. If you hadn't come to this point, you wouldn't have been at that intersection for somebody else to offer you a new opportunity. So stop looking back on the past and trying to figure out what you did wrong all the time. What about the fact that you got yourself to a particular place because you did something right? How about that for a change? All right. So we say, this knight would never give up. It doesn't matter to him. He's after that. He's seeking that holy grail, and he has that focus, and he knows what he wants. He may not always find what he's looking for, but he knows what he's wanting. He knows he's close, and he can sense it, that he's close, and you have to trust the same here. So we send you lots of love, and I send you lots of prayers for healing in all of your situations, no matter what they are. And we just call a team of angels to surround you, to envelop you in their wings of love, and to embrace you, and to hold you, and to touch your body everywhere. And as they touch, to light it up with profound healing, revelation, insight, powerful breakthroughs. So let it be, just embrace that, receive it. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you for your messages, your some emails, some of your comments here on YouTube, on Facebook. If you haven't been to the Facebook page, you can go there at theangelschool.com. I'm sorry, the Facebook page is in the description link below. You can click there. You can also get it through Twitter. If you like an angel reading, you can go to my website, theangelschool.com, and contact me there to set up an appointment. So everyone, have a beautiful week and truly live. Truly live. God bless you.